Hi, I'm Amanda.
Hi, I'm Desi.
And I'm Natalie. Welcome to the Stride Sisters podcast. On today's episode, Amanda and Desi return to wrap up the discussion on Springtime Surprise Weekend 2026. The 10K and the 10 miler are the grand finale of the 2025-2026 Run Disney race season. So, lace up your shoes and step into the magic with us. Hello and happy Revenge of the 5th. And I hope you had a wonderful May the 4th as well. Happy Star Wars Day, one day late. I, for one, celebrated by the Duel of the Fates. I don't know. But I hope that if you like watching your Star Wars around this time of year, that you are watching it and engaging in whatever it is you wish to do. In terms of training this week, getting back into it with the strength training, going out on some nice walks while it's been really nice out, and enjoying the weather. Absolutely nuts that we're in May. Insert Justin Timberlake joke here. And it's almost summer, baby. It's almost summer. I am a summer person, so this is one of the more exciting times of the year for me. That, you know, those tastes of summer, the heat, which I feel like we've already gotten up here a little bit, the excitement and longer days, longer sunlight hours. Exciting. My favorite time of year. Can't wait to get to go lay by a pool. You know, my very favorite type of rot post long run too is going to the pool. So I'm excited. What else I'm excited for are some of our countdowns. So 170 days until Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend 2026. And since we're in May, next month on June the 1st is your proof of time deadline. So make sure you get that in. 246 days until Marathon Weekend 2027. Ooh, that came up quick. Ooh, under 250. Proof of time deadline is on August the 3rd, but your shirt deadline comes before that on June 14th. So about 5-ish weeks away. 296 days until Princess Half Marathon Weekend 2027. Club Run Disney registration is in 3 weeks on May 26th, with general registration following a week later on June 2nd. And I feel like we're going to get themes next week. And 345 days until Springtime Surprise Weekend 2027. Club Run Disney registration is June 30th, with general registration following a week later on July 7th. Club Run Disney, speaking of the devil, registration, your silver renewal window begins today, May 5th, and runs through May 11th. I think you have to do it by about 8 p.m. Eastern on next Monday. And it's whatever inventory is left. So I'll talk a little bit about my experience renewing for gold. And general registration is a week away. So that is also whatever inventory is left. So if you're looking to become a member or upgrade from silver to gold, make sure you're paying attention to your dates. On that topic, I renewed gold membership this week, and I logged in at like 9:04 around 9 o'clock my time, and Platinums was available for me to upgrade to. Like I've mentioned before, I just can't justify that right now, not for an extra couple $100 while I still have a proof of time and I'm only going to save myself not that many minutes. So, but I could have, and I did like click on it to like see if it was a mirage or something on my account. So just one thing to note is that this is you'll get an email, but be logged into your account right away at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and kind of refresh and wait for the link to pop up to renew. But I even refreshed again, and there was like no problem. I could have gotten it, but it just wasn't in the cards for me to do. Again, I personally just can't justify that right now, but look at me. This is growth. healing, etc. But I was curious to see, because I think it lasted about 20 minutes, which again, I feel like it's been going quicker in years past. In terms of this is a good segue into Disney news. If you hear that, listen really closely. That's like a boo to you in the background, because we got our halfway to Halloween news for Disney. And Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party returns on August 7th, which is bananas. And prices stayed about the same overall between last year and this year, with at least our cap didn't rise at all, which is good. Tickets will go on sale today for guests that are staying at Walt Disney World Resort hotels, Swan and Dolphin plus Shades of Green. And they'll be available in a week for all other guests. So plan early. It seems like Halloween sells out usually within a first week, if not the first couple of days. So that's one of the first ones to sell out. So if you're looking to get to a party, make sure you buy your tickets early. And the schedule is mostly, it's almost entirely Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, with one additional Thursday night in September. And then October, we amp it up a little bit. So it's every Thursday, most Fridays, Sundays, and most Tuesdays. And then, of course, on Halloween. So a lot of our favorite entertainment will be returning. New this year is that Stitch is hosting an ever-changing dance party at the Rocket Tower Plaza stage in Tomorrowland with his friends Lilo and Angel. So he's got Lilo's costume trunk, and he gets to try on accessories to keep the party playfully unpredictable all night long. That's super cute. We're going to stay tuned. Again, it says, Disney Parks blog says to stay tuned to the guide on which characters you can meet and who will be in the special festive attire. I am hoping that the dwarves return. They haven't been around since 23, and was back in the Big Top area. I'm really hoping they return. I currently, I don't know, kind of like a Schrodinger's thing. Currently, I don't have exact plans to go to Not So Scary, but if I end up at Wine and Dine, I probably will end up there. But, again, it's just kind of all up in the air. Although it would be kind of nice to do like a little weekend trip down and, attend one of those Friday night events, fly down, attend the Friday night event, and then, have a nice little quick weekend. So perhaps Mr. Natalie and I might be planning something like that. Or, yeah. Big Thunder reopened over the weekend and then promptly caught on fire. So no news that I'm aware of right now about, really just that I got a lot of messages about Big Thunder Mountain being on fire. So can't even really say a whole lot about what I've heard about it, except that it's smooth. And then there's some videos online that it looks really pretty, but I'm trying to stay, I'm somebody who tries to stay pretty spoiler free on stuff like that. So not that it's going to be, they didn't completely redo the ride. Like there's a loop-de-loop now. So it's not like we're going to see something like that, but I like to stay spoiler free. I want to experience it myself for the first time. And we are no longer Bigger Thunderlist. Thank goodness. The goat is back at work and back off the administrative leave. The maybe animatronic, maybe not animatronic goat. We did also get our Food and Wine Festival dates. So it's going to run from August 27th to November 21st of 2026. Very exciting news. Definitely a fan favorite. All of the kind of different food guides, menus, marketplaces are still getting finalized, but we at least have our dates. We will get our Eat to the Beat somewhat soon too. So keep an ear out. I'm going to keep an ear out for that and let you guys know when we get it. But I feel like wine, I want to always call it Wine and Dine, but it's not. Food and Wine is kind of pushing back a little as Not So Scary is kind of pulling up, which is kind of funny. But I'm excited I really like the Food and Wine Festival. I love all the different global marketplaces. I love seeing everything around. I love all the Remy's everywhere. That especially is my favorite, my little guy. And yeah, it's, we have Diet Epcot is rapidly approaching because in about a month, Flower and Garden will end, and then there's nothing until Food and Wine. So that's kind of, I think it's exciting. Sweep under those different, huts and such where the marketplaces are, and move the booths. But yeah, exciting. Already crazy to be talking about like the fall in that way, but especially as I just talked wistfully about how I'm like, yay, summer. Something I get very excited about, though, are Disney fun facts. On this day, in 2004, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror has its official grand opening at Disney's California Adventure. It is a similar in concept to the theme of the attraction in Florida, which was the original, by the way. But this one was redesigned in order to conserve space and, this version has now closed for Mission Breakout, which is absolutely wonderful. Also on this day, so May 5th in 2005, also on this day on May 5th of 2005, the happiest celebration on Earth, which will celebrate and mark the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, begins. So it is also an 18-month long promotion, just like it was for the most magical celebration for the Walt Disney World 50th. But it's a historic first. All 10 of the Disney theme parks around the world are collectively kicking off the festivities for this celebration. And the opening of Hong Kong Disneyland is after this. So it adds number 11 to the 18-month long celebration. And it's the opening ceremony occurs on this day. Now, not to be outdone by its sibling, down in Florida, Epcot's Soarin' opens on this same day, which is crazy. And then also on this day, in 2006, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, the first Mickey Mouse series created specifically for preschoolers, debuts on the Disney Channel, as well as the acquisition of Pixar Animation Studios by Disney. So now it's at this point in 2006, it's a wholly owned subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company. A lot of chock full of nice, good fun facts today. There are a lot of different. It's always so interesting for me to pick and choose different fun facts for this as well. But I almost don't want to get to this because this is the last race recap for the this Run Disney season. That's nuts. So, without further ado, I'm going to welcome back my guests, Desi and Amanda, to finish up, wrap up, put a little bow on this Run Disney race season. On to a very good morning with the Winnie the Pooh 10K.
Yes. Our bus at Saratoga left later, and it was the first one on for the 5K day, much later, but I was there well before 2, and buses were already there for the 10K day, but I got to spend a little while visiting with management at Saratoga, expressing a few concerns. And they took care of things. But I had to end up going through 2 different managers, and the first manager was gone and kind of left on the duty manager that was covering Saratoga. I think both French Quarter and Riverside and Old Key West. So we had to wait for her to get there. And I said, really, I just prefer to come back. We're not clearing the room this morning. We're not taking our son to the race so that y'all can start your process. But then it made us to where we were just trying to give them a heads up that there are some things this room has to be checked at a minimum. And they ended up handling it, but it did kind of steal our race day. I'll say that because my husband, he didn't love the characters, but also he just knew we needed to get back. We didn't get to see any friends after. We did get some fun photos together. And I think this was the one where I got the Japan Mini. That was the only one I stopped for. A lot of the others I already had, and I wasn't really dressed. And last minute outfit changed because I didn't think when he ordered Tigger, I'm like, he's never going to wear that shirt. And I'd already ordered a Tigger. So I got a Pooh outfit from the Flock booth, which I have to give him one more chance because the lady is so wonderful and beautiful and nice every time. But because I was so last minute, I was going based on the stock they had, and it really didn't quite fit me right. But I love the outfit for walking around the parks. But I think with the skirt and the top were a little big on me. But so I'm going to try one more time for a race outfit, maybe get her to do something. But it was nice because then when I'd get behind, I'd be like, my husband was suddenly fast. He had on like super shoes or something. And I was like, I'm looking for my Tigger. So that was whenever I had to stop for the bathroom. So that was fun. And we got pictures holding hands going across, but also the water. So water, because I normally wouldn't wear a vest for, a 10K, but I really needed to hydrate. But then I had some bites on my back from the night before.
No.
That was the morning we woke up. I woke up covered and was terrified and crying. But again, they took care of it the best I could. It just kind of put a damper. And I'm just happy that it was not, in fact, the dreaded bed bugs, the word we don't say. But so I didn't feel comfortable wearing my vest. So then when I was drinking water and I try to catch up with him, the water hits my stomach so heavy. I didn't plan on a handheld or a belt, which I'm probably just going to end up leaving a belt in my locker going forward, just so that I have it, my owner's locker going forward. But it was a great morning. I hung out. I think we grabbed one picture beforehand. Maybe nope. We didn't even get a picture beforehand. I don't think maybe one, but we would have been on the first bus, but we were on like the third one and then waiting for people to get on because of the delay. But, with the front desk with guest services, but then we did enjoy. I got to hang out in the corral with a friend, started the race with her, and then Brian was blowing past me, so I had to catch up with him. But overall fun vibes. I love the music. I have pictures of me sing. The photographer caught me singing, and sorry for everyone's ears. Put your noise canceling in if you don't want to hear me. I know that's against the rules, but we're supposed to be listening for our surroundings. But I was just enjoying the Disney, music. Well, I use the word Disney, their music that they were pumping through. It wasn't all Disney, but it was a good time.
Yeah. My 10K morning, woke up midnight again. Pooh Bear. I was the Pooh Bear with like the giant party hat my husband had made me, and then he'd put like Pooh Bear ears on the side, and my yellow tutu he had sewn in bees. So, Gil, you've gotten credit twice now. Like I said, he's like, you probably don't tell anybody. I'm like, no. Every time someone gives me a compliment, I'm like, my husband made it, and they're always shocked. Like, I'm like, I'm just the idea woman. He's execution, and he's also doing wine and dine. All three of us, the 5K together. I told him, I'm like, this summer you're busy. You got 3 costumes, mine, our sons, and his. You had a busy summer. Someone was like, he should start his own costume design business. But yeah, he's the craftsman behind my costumes. But I drove again. Even if I stay on property for race days, I do drive myself regardless too, because I want to get to Epcot, get in that early line for security. I usually get there always around like 2:30. Because I'm like, I try to book it to the characters, which makes sense if the buses got there early, because it was busy. Like, because I'm in that first group. I don't stop for the real bathroom. I'm just like, it is what it is. Pictures first. Like, this is what we're doing.
I've got time, actually. I could circle back.
Circle back or just use the porta potty. It's fine, I guess. Use the real bathroom when I'm running. So I did get everyone in the morning, but oh gosh, that Pooh Bear line, which I'm glad I got into it when I did, because they were then putting more tape on the ground for Pooh Bear and Tigger. And like, there's a good chunk of people that didn't get him that morning, because I was in his line till 4:30, or no, they leave at 4:30, don't they? So yeah, probably they usually do. Maybe 4:15 is when I got his picture. Then and there was still like hundreds of people behind me in that giant queue. Yeah. But got all my pictures. That's the most important thing. And then I got to be in Corral E for 10K, so I was happy about that. Of one corral ahead of the balloon ladies, and I was like wave 2 maybe in E, and I got to hold the start line tape, and I was like, oh my gosh, birthday vibes again, let's go. For the morning, because the day before I got the interview with Riley, second day I got to hold the tape. I was like, this is insane.
That's awesome.
took videos of me which they don't give you any instructions for anyone for future reference. Like, you're allowed to hold it, because we're all of us were like, we're so excited, and we're like, can we touch the tape? Are we allowed to even breathe on this? Like, what can we do?
No, you hold the tape, yeah.
Unless you're pivoting, then like
pivot, yeah.
We were given no instructions. We were not prepared for this role.
It's so funny.
I'm like, okay, hold on to this thing, taking video, pictures with it and everything, walking up. And then it's funny because our group that was holding it, like, half of us were going slow, half fast, because everyone was just so excited. And then the half that was going slow, they're like, slow down so we can cherish this moment. We're like, we're sorry. I was on the fast half, the excited half. We're sorry.
That's hilarious.
Well, I'm too excited. This birthday vibing. Got to hold the tape. I don't know. I'm sorry. And I got a perfect, picture of like the start line clear, because I'm like, this is the best picture I'm ever going to get without everyone's phones in it, And then took off, from there. That was fun to hold it. So Amanda, were you in B again then for the 10K?
Yeah. We're kind of talking about to platinum or not to platinum. I chased Proof of Time for a long time, and that put me like, I'd be in B sometimes or C. Like, I was in B a couple times and then C, and really just kind of questioning, researching, and data mining, interrogating Natalie, researching any Reddit thread that I could find, and also being very nice to cast members when they were pulling up my times that I thought runDisney couldn't even see from random local races. And they gave me some hints, and I'm like, I can do it. And I got it, the one I wanted. But then I got platinum to like secure the shopping and all that. But and I thought about going down to gold, because I'm like, if I'm not going to be doing the 5K every time, or if I'm going to be doing just a challenge. But then I'm like, this way I don't have to keep like, I was running all over Texas, running, traveling to get races. I'm in Central Texas, but there's just not a lot right here. So I was having to go to Houston, Dallas, Austin, like far side of Austin sometimes. It was just a lot, and that was a huge expense. And then by the time I was paying for that and paying for my running coach and pressuring myself anytime I had an injury, it's like, and as I'm aging, because as we pointed out, I'm the older one, I'm 44. Put that in the universe. So it just feels like I can't let go. At least, I mean, I with the gold, you don't get that corral bump, and it's worth it for me. It's worth it for me, but I'm still working on my times. I had a couple of really decent miles during the races. I have a local race coming up. It's actually one of them that they pulled time from before, that I'm just going to get out there and see what I can do next weekend. I haven't raced a 5K in forever. So I'm thinking of the 5K this weekend, and in a couple weeks doing the same course, but the 10Ks, because it's a little hilly, but I know that it's one I've just gone to practice running at too. So like at a local park thing that they marked out. So B is good. No complaints. Yeah. My husband does not understand. Well, I started my first 5K in A, so I didn't understand it first either. But realistically, I've started at the back of B. I've started at the front of C, same thing. I've started in D, very similar experience. Front of D, middle of D, very similar experience. So also some of it is, some of it's your attitude, but some of it is like how hard you're willing to push in the beginning, or what your body's capable of as far as what you're going to experience. But yeah, I've had some not so good races a little further back, but my husband has no idea, and son have no idea that like B is like that they have extreme bib luck. He's never been further back than C. He's like, that's just what I do. I'm like, you literally do the minimal training and show up. That's what you do. You have not heard this. You just wear your shoes out on the street for street cred. And people are always complimenting. Yesterday we were at Dick's Sporting Goods. I was trying on some running shoes, and the gentleman there knows about my run. He's like, oh my gosh, did you get those on the Brooks website? He's like, no, we were there at Disney World. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, oh gosh.
That's funny.
It's just
our little clout monster. I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna have two different, which is good. We're gonna have two. That's why I was asking. We'll have two different perspectives of how character lines and stuff went from B to E.
Well, yeah, I just think like I told you, even for me being in B, that was like, for like the 5K for Clawhauser to be all the way around the back of the building and snaking back. But some of them that looked long were longer. I mean, did a lot more characters on the 10-miler day. So
for me, once I went off, like that first one I think was which it was so close. So if you're starting in the back, you have to like really look at that line and be like, am I going to get out of there in time to like have a buffer from the balloon ladies? But it was Piglet and Rabbit, and they were out for 5K day. So I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'm skipping them because I really wanted Jack Sparrow and Barbossa, and I played the Mad Hatter in a high school play, so I was like, I want the Mad Hatter and Alice together. Like, that was just like, we got to go. And they were both near mile 1, if I remember correctly, which I got in one of their lines were long, but once again, I think because by the time I went, like, I'm in E, so people are like afraid to get in those early lines just to have their buffer. But I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna birthday vibe this weekend. It's fine. I've worked hard. I've been working on this, right? So I get to them, both of them, I don't know, we'll just say like 5 to 10 minutes each their line. Then I get the alert, balloon ladies have left. I'm like, okay, I have a mile buffer. We got this. Keep going. And then I got Coco. His line was super short. His was just like a run in, 2-minute, get out. Miguel, because I don't know. I don't know if they were switching it out, but when I got to there, it was Miguel. And the one I really wanted was the Tokyo Mini one. So that would be, that was my 4th one, which this is the most pictures I've ever done in a 10K. So that's a new record for me.
This is the least I've done. We were like, I was in the front. This is the least
I know, you're a B nominee.
Well, it's funny because the whole, I had, other, stuff kind of going on. But that's like true. The Miguel thing, he was one of the first characters at Epcot for another race recently. So I had this great photo, and I got a great photo of him at Disneyland, not on a race, but like, or maybe it was, no, not on a race, but, I had a great picture with him from another race recently. So it's like, also like once you've been doing it a little longer, it's like, do I need to get this? Like, does it, like what are the vibes? And also like, when we get to the 10-miler, there's one, I'm like, kind of kicking myself. Natalie knows, but yeah, it's just, it's what's important that day and for you and with what your goals are and where your running is at. It could be, catching up with friends, or it could be the get like Pokemon. We're going to catch them all. This is our race roster. And, I had a great, maybe that was my first 10-miler where I got Jack Sparrow and Barbossa and like had friends at home that are wanting to get them. So I'm like, when I was on the course, I said, one of my best friends is going to be so jealous. So that, that they're taking
picture
my
sent
hand
immediately.
Yeah, and I'm always like, Johnny Depp. It's not Johnny Depp. Get with it, Amanda. Yeah. So like taking my hand, Jack Sparrow's like taking my hand and getting me closer. Let's make her even more jealous. And I was like, well, him, but her too, whatever. So it's just, it's so fun. It's always fun. It's always a good time.
Yeah. I wanted Eeyore so bad. He was by Creations, before the bee tunnel situation. That was cute. But his line was long, and I knew, I'm like, I want that mini picture. Once again, which thank goodness I had that roster of who was out. It's like the pick and choose. I'm like, I can't chance Eeyore because then I probably won't get mini because I only have that. I still had a mile buffer, I think, at this point. It changes in a little bit, but I only had the mile buffer.
Can we talk about that elephant in the room? Because I got a rant to go on.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, the only thing that you should trust in terms is what time the balloons start. Do not, and I have very strong words and very strong feelings about this, any estimate outside of timing mats of where the balloons are is an estimate. Yeah. You want to know how it picks up that estimate? Because there's usually the 2 timing mats at the start, is that if they go over at a 14:30, if they go over between little timing mat A and timing mat B that are 20 feet apart. That's how they picked up that 1430. They were not going too fast on Saturday. They were not going too fast because then when they hit the 3 mile mark, they were at the 16-minute mile. So I understand the point of that bot. I do understand that but I think that it's causing a lot more harm than it is helping to say that the balloons are going, they hit mile 1 at 1430. They didn't. Mm-hmm. That was an estimate. They did not actually do that because the balloons were held on Saturday, if I remember correctly, from what I heard. Again, I was on the sidelines, but I know there was a lot of frustration there. Please, 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 please. The only things that are accurate is when they hit a timing mat. Mm-hmm. It's only accurate when they hit the timing mat. If it's on mile 1, mile 2, that's not accurate. That is not what they actually hit at because the bikes will hold them back. They will be held at a mile marker. Sorry, there was a lot of really spunky people on Saturday that I was overhearing saying that balloons went too fast. They did not. Not only do I know the balloons, I know one of them actually pretty or decently well. They did not go too fast. That stupid bot, and I've been complaining about that since they rolled that one out. Mm-hmm. I have been complaining about it, about how they do need to, provide the time. Let people do the math themselves. It's okay. But you can't take that estimate off of there because it'll be 16 minutes. Say they started at 6:04. Okay, now 6:20 is the first mile. 6:36 is the next mile. 6:52? Yeah, 6:52. That is so sad. I can do that off the top of my head. Use that as your estimates. Yeah. But sorry, I just needed to get that one off my chest.
I have those in my head too. I kind of am doing both. Knowing I was in a later corral, and I think kind of piggyback what you're saying, because in the event guide they have I believe it has the estimate for them every month.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, they sure do.
So in my head, I know, and there's a way to make that a shortcut on your phone, to make it look like an app, the events page. So I do that. I have it in my head, the numbers, and it was lining up pretty well anyway. When they left is when they estimated they were going to leave. And I'm okay, I'm at mile 1. So I'm about a mile buffer. Obviously, like you said, all these are estimates and when I get to the mini picture, I got more detail because then I ran into them. But I think, like you said, have what the event guide says, the estimate, use the app, the Telegram thing that yells at you when they're going just as a guide, but don't make it the law. Everything's estimate.
Yes. But it's only law when they hit a timing mat.
There we go. Or you're running with them.
Yes, or you literally see latex. You see latex in the animal kingdom. Yes. That's a one-time thing a year. It drives me bananas because then there's always the accusations that they're going too fast, but you're never running the tangent. They're not running the tangent either. So there's always the accusations. And I want us to go into this off season with a clear conscience that the balloons are not out to get you.
No, they're very encouraging. Like I said, I'll wait till I get to my mini, but I have experience now with them because I little birthday vibe too much that I did all of my birthday pictures, all my characters. But I got 4, I think I counted, there was 9 or 10. So I got almost half the characters on a race. And I think about I'm 200 pounds down now in a year and a half from when I just decided to lose weight, a year from surgery, a little over a year. I'm that's pretty good if I was able to get 4 characters.
That was amazing. Yeah. Pretty good, Nathan. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you jumped in whole hog faster than I did. I was at home in 2020, before my weight loss and doing stuff with that. We'll chit chat that another time. But I really tried to come in with okay, I'm going to do a 5K at Princess. I'm going to do a 10K at Wine and Dine. And then I was going to do the half at Princess the next year. But then I saw the themes that had to do all 3. And then two Disneyland charity bibs later to do my faux Dumbo for the first one, which I acquired a medal and a jacket later. So yay. Because I felt like I couldn't even buy the jacket. I was I can't buy the jacket. I'm not really Dumbo. Well, I did the 10.5. That's dumb, unofficial Dumbo. But yeah, you're doing great. You are doing your thing and doing what makes you happy. So
exactly.
Oh, the bee little tongue. Oh, it's cute.
Oh yeah, with all the balloons and the bees. Okay, and, so also,
what's his name's what or
Jody Chase,
Helky's wife.
Yeah.
The more, as I call her, the more talented, I put in quotes Pelkey because her last name's Chase. So like Jody, yeah.
True.
They were super cute. They were like pretending to sting people and stuff. It was super
Did you see them at the expo in that big queue that they were out there standing in the sun? Well, Jody was in the sun. The other woman's name escapes me. I'm so bad with names.
I know who you're talking about.
Yes, they're both amazing. And I always stop and get a photo. I'm like, people are looking at the list and they're like, who are these ladies or whatever their name is for the weekend? Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, if you know, you know, like we know. So I got a picture with her every single day. And the first 2 days, the 5K and the 10K, I happened to be dressed. I was, on theme. So it happened to be the ones that John Pelkey was. And I'm like, and I didn't get a photo with him either day. So then the last day I was doing my Tigger one because it was a cooler one. I was like, I'm going to wear my Tigger shirt because I'm going to Tigger. And then, of course, there he is at the finish line. But I told her, I was like, I got a photo with the most talented Pelkey. I told her that at the expo. She's like, I said, we better not tell your husband. She's like, oh, you need to go tell John. We need to take him down.
Tell him it immediately.
Take that ego. So I told him, and he laughed. But they're amazing. I love that. And that's one of my favorite. I don't know why, but like running through there. And I know we had kind of a little around sharp turn ahead, sharp left turn. But whenever we get to run through that spot for whatever reason, it's just like my little happy, I guess because it used to be, I have a couple of cute photos there from some of my earlier runs. It's just like my little happy spot to run. I don't know. I like it. And then they had all the balloons. Really
cute. Because like Princess, they did the whole Moana, the drums and stuff. That was amazing. The bees, the only bad part is like it was full of latex balloons and I'm allergic to latex, so I couldn't really I had to just quickly go because if I'm near it, I'll start. Thankfully, it's just hives, not like breathing. But I'm like, that's just the last hives. Thing I need. Just hives. But I'm like, I want to enjoy because it's so stinking cute, but I can't. I gotta go.
Oh my gosh!
But it was still cute, and I saw
you enjoyed it in the moment, in the very quick moment before your sharp left hurt.
Exactly. I was just like, they're cute. Gotta go. Oh my goodness. And then so that would bring us, so we're at Creations, that brings us to our weird little turn to get to Mexico. It threw me off, like on the 10K, like when they had us go past, we're in the middle, go around the tour, which I think was the same for Princess, but I don't know why I felt different. But like I said, back running for my life in here, we moved up one corral. Coco, like the Miguel line was super short. I saw him, grabbed his picture really quick, and then I knew mission was going. I still estimated about a mile still from the balloon ladies. And I'm like, we gotta go. We gotta get to Japan fast as I can. And the line was so deceiving. I don't know how it was for you, Amanda, when you got to it, because so I was there and it looked short because it only looked like under the tunnels. I've never sprinted so fast to get to this character. I did my little arm raise up so people knew because I was booking it to that line. So I'm like, oh, it's short. I ran so fast and then I'm like, I booked it for nothing. This line's long.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it wrapped for you, because for me it was
kind of went back around, not super wrapped, but like I could have ran up with a friend and just taken the photo with her, but I was trying to run with Brian. We were having our little romantic run through the parks. And so then I was at the back of the line and I was like, but it was fine. Just, it was good. It moved faster than I thought, but that was the only one I did. I was just, for me, getting through Epcot and stuff, some of the time, I guess it was after that, ran into my friend Linda, and it was, you had your coffee photos. We had our hydrated Dasani photos because it takes me so long to drink the water. And I was walking with her at her, 15:50 pace or whatever. So we had these photos. She's like, I never got a photo pass with water. She's like, who needs beer? I'm like, well, maybe I need some cider later. But the water, I'm like, we're hydrated queens. We're just being silly. So good times.
I know. With the stomach, with anyone else who has bariatric, but it's hard to chug. That's why I wear a vest, even for the 5K, because I'm like, I can't chug. It will hurt my stomach, and then I don't want to throw up. So it's fine. That's why I do the vest for every race. This is where we get the tea on the balloon lady drama now, because, so remember, through this whole story, I've had about estimated a mile, right? I'm in line, which I thought was short, was not. So we're in line. I'm like getting panicky because it's like every minute, like you're losing your buffer.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, this line, it's been like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally only gonna have like a 5-minute buffer on the balloon ladies. So I'm at the front, maybe like 5 people or so ahead of me at this point. All of I start hearing, balloon ladies are in Norway, 4 minutes away, 4 minutes away, balloon ladies in Norway. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never cut it this close. The other Princess 10K, I had like about 2 miles the whole time. I was nervous to stop too many pictures. And I was like, I'm not getting out of line. I waited this time. We're doing it and we're just going to haul butt. I get my picture, take it, and I can see the balloons in the distance. I have now maybe 2 minutes ahead of them. I'm like, panic mode has stricken. Go! And I do the run walk, so I do like 40. Right now I've moved up to like 40 seconds run, 30 walk, which every time I was in a walking, I'm like, Desi, walk with a purpose, walk with a purpose. You cannot fall behind. Walk with a purpose. Literally yelling at myself, walk with a purpose on a walk cycle. So that was the next 3 miles was hauling butt because that's the only bad part, which now I know for future, if I'm going to risk it, what are we doing? Because when you get stuck in that giant crowd of everyone running for their lives, it's hard to get out of if you're not like, maybe once I'm more seasoned, more getting, stronger with the running and whatnot, I'll be able to maneuver out of it faster. But I got stuck and the boardwalk is hard to like, because then I'm like, getting in the boardwalk in this giant crowd and it's hard to like get out of it. Like,
I think we need a sign on your back, balloon allergies, and people will think it's a joke. But you can just start screaming, I have a balloon allergy. I'm being for real here.
I am for real.
You're like, I need to go to the left. Please, allergy, caution, like a little caution sign, balloon allergy.
I'm allergic to balloons.
I'm allergic. Help a girl out. Help a runner out.
I might rewind and dine 10K because it would be hilarious, but it's actually not. I am not lying, but it's also funny.
It's fun. That's what makes it work. People would get a giggle and think like, oh, she's been swept. No, she's allergic.
No. I'm allergic.
Literally.
And you know how embarrassing that my son, like, if we're at birthday parties, he's like, oh, my mom can't be by the balloons. She's allergic. I'm like, yes, I'm allergic to latex, but it's like the most embarrassing because it's like when he says it, like, you're allergic to balloons.
It's funnier. That's better.
Now I can say, oh, it's a runDisney joke.
True.
Thank you. Now I got at least a funny joke. But, oh, yeah, 10K, I think I'm going to do that. That's going to be funny. Like, pin it to my water vest thing. Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, just like I had a little sign on my back. The irony that I was wearing a day drinker's sign and like, ask me about day drinking. And although my shenanigans on Expo Day, every other day I had like maybe 2 drinks, 2.5. I was like the most chill. But I'm wearing the day drinker's sign. I'm like, guys, y'all know me. Y'all know how I act when I'm sober, and you want me to put a sign on my back that I'm with your organization? Sure, I'll do it. People ask me, and I told them.
Those are cute.
Silly. But yeah, I thought it was a great 10K overall. The race was my favorite. It was my favorite medal of the weekend for sure. And
oh yeah.
And
that's when I had a twinge. That's when I had the twinges of FOMO. Of like, oh, I wish I had that. What's interesting, so you know how buses are supposed to restart at 6:30? Mm-hmm. So I know that means the start point is the reunion lot. So it does take more time for them to get out. But I was going to spectate the finish line with some of my old Irish dance teammates. Their mom was doing her first 10K. So, but I ended up getting picked up by my friend Lindsay because she's like, hey, I'll come get you. I was like, yeah, I'm waiting for the bus. I was like, do you have space for 2 strays? So 2 mornings in a row, I like went in like the car version, like not the bus version. I was like, ooh, this is kind of lit. Like I can vibe with this. But yeah, it was like 6:50 and the bus was still like nowhere to be found. And again, I know that they start in the reunion lot. Like that's where they're paused. So it's not like they were going to restart then, but obviously this is my first time really fully spectating a weekend. So, or like actually really like kind of doing like the full, I would say my full spectator mode was Sunday, but it was interesting to me. Got to the reunion lot, got to see people and whatnot, just menace mode. But it was great because like, seeing like final finishers and such come in, because I was there by 7, so there was still like a whole hour of the finish line left, because when I saw those long estimates for the estimated start times, I was like, oh, interesting. Just because, like, just for reference, is that the whole princess half, and there were a lot more participants, that was out in 64 minutes. And the springtime 10 miler, which had fewer participants, had like an hour and a half for the like kind of starting window, which I just thought was wild. Good. It's good to spread things out. I think that the more, because especially for the princess half this year, the weather was awesome. So it's not like we had like an inclement weather, because I thought that on Sunday that it was going to be kind of like inclement weathered, just with the heat and humidity and whatnot, but gives everyone a chance to spread out more on the course, etc.
Honestly, I wish the 10K would have been spread out a little more, because once you, like, like I said, that was my first experience with the Balloon Ladies. When you get stuck in that crowd, I wish I could have stopped for Doug and Russ and all of them, but there was no way, because I was like back and forth with the Balloon Ladies. Like, I'd be right next to them. I'm like, oh no, go. And then I get ahead, and then all of a sudden I see them. I'm like, oh no, they're next to me again, go. And then there was the course cutting, which I think, Amanda, I don't know if you said both 10K and 10 miler, but on the 10K, at least with the Balloon Ladies, I could touch on that. Like, so, and it was cast members who were saying, like, so once you got back into Epcot, like, you're next to like the Mickey and Friends meeting area, that center area. The cast members were saying if you need to like cut across to kind of get to the spaceship Earth. And I was like, no. Even though I'm exhausted, because I am now hauling as probably the fastest in my life, running for my life from these Balloon Ladies. I've done too much work. Like, my mental, ethical self is like, I have done too much. You work too hard. Even if you come in with the Balloon Ladies, you're finishing the 6.2. You ain't giving up. And they also let them, there was another spot too. They were telling people like around Spaceship Earth just to kind of cut closer to the bathroom. Like, there was a spot they were telling people if they needed to, but same thing. I'm like, nope. Because the Balloon Ladies at this point are my best friends, because I've been with them for the last 3 miles. So, but that was the cast members. And I don't know if they do this. My first experience with Balloon Ladies, kind of finishing up with them. And I was with them for like 3 miles in and out within a range. So I don't know if they normally do that at the end so people don't get swept, or
my thought. Again, this is obviously from the sidelines, is I wonder if like course crowding was as bad as you said it was. I wonder if it was almost a safety crush thing. And like that was more like not a crush, but a concern
because when people fall down and if people,
it's a topple.
There was a kid that fell in front of me in a giant crowd with the Balloon Ladies. It was bad.
Okay, real quick. Let me go back to 5K. Carrying children that I understand picking up your child if they fell down and maybe holding them for a second.
Yeah.
But children on leashes, and then you're spreading out like the coily leash, and then you're spreading out
like slinky dogging it
on the slinky dogging it on the left side where I'm trying to run. You're essentially trying to run. I'm running, and then you're like little coiling it. I saw 2 of those. I saw people just carrying kids. I had one person say something. Like the kid got up and just kept going, and they're like, well, they're really this age, quote, quote, or whatever. That might have been the 10K and not the 5K. I can't remember. No, I can't. But yeah, so I think the arm leashes should not be a thing for children if we're not old enough to walk independently or, be in your mobility device. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is you need to be successful. That's anything. Just like I didn't appreciate like chains for Haunted Mansion costumes that people were holding separately at Disneyland or Disney World races, because that's a trip hazard. I'm mindful of safety. So maybe we're going to err on the side of optimism and say that those cast members were encouraging the cutting for safety reasons. But
and it was bad. Like I said, I was with them the last 3 miles. So, and I couldn't get out. Not that I'm a fast runner by any means, but I've definitely better than when I started for sure. And I just couldn't because there was a lot of people. Like, it was so dense. I couldn't even get to the left to attempt to move around. Like, I was just kind of stuck in that giant crowd. And that crowd was like, the balloon lady crowd was like a long distance. Like, you know, there was a big crowd. So maybe it was a safety thing just to try to help clear it out. And I know on the bikes and stuff too, especially when you're like leaving Epcot, kind of coming like that, you leave Epcot and you come back in where the Skyliners are, like that was just a wall of people. There was no way to get through that.
Dang.
But yeah, it was bad. So I don't know
but
if that's a possibility.
Overall, it sounds like we both had the best 10K that we could have, given what we had going on and all that. Some good things about overall good. You got a ton of characters.
And especially, I made it through. Yeah, I posted in the podcast Facebook, but yeah, the balloon lady, I circled. I'm like, here's me. I don't even know how they caught me in the finish line. And then I circled the balloon ladies like 10 seconds behind me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But because when I got into that final like shoot kind of thing, you know, that final stretch, whatever you want to call it, I was once again battling back and forth with them. They were ahead, I was behind. Ahead, I was like, oh no, I'm finishing before them. My picture, I'm not going to be behind them. So I was able to, because it was a wider area to kind of maneuver across. But yeah, the kid thing, I was going to mention that. Because my son runs 5Ks, local 5Ks with me. And every time we go, we practice getting ready, knowing I was going to buy the wine and dine for his birthday. So I always practice, like, stay with me, stay where I can see you. Or if you're going to run ahead, stop there. I'll meet you there, like where I can see you. For future parents, I think practicing, even if it's like, if you don't do local races, practice wherever to run. And if you go to Disney a lot, I always tell them when they're a giant crowd, like, this is what it's going to be like at Run Disney. You see this giant crowd when we leave Fantasmic, which he calls it Magic Mickey. When we leave Magic Mickey, this crowd, it's going to be the Run Disney. So you stay next to me. You got it? Like, I literally tell him this is what it's going to be like.
I think those of us that prepare our kids, and like Bryson, we watched a video. So he even before reading the expo guide, he's very into rules with his autism. So I think we're doing the right thing, hopefully.
And some people might not think about it. So that's why I was like trying to put that plug into practice.
Well, yes. I think that's what it is. It's just not thinking about people around you. It's your moment, and it's everybody's moment. We all save, and a lot of us travel very far and do those things, but it was such a good day. Can we talk about the 10-miler? I want to talk about the 10-miler so much.
Yes. I'm going to put one little plug in for, it looks like the Rock and Roller Coaster. They're painting it blue. There is some blue paint on the Rock and Roller Coaster guitar, because that's what I did this day, is that I went to Hollywood Studios. And I got all my Muppet coins. And then I also was wearing the Padme crowned skirt.
Yes.
Debut her. And then I was at Baseline for several hours. As one does. Vibed at Baseline, had my first pretzel there. Delicious, and just absolutely enjoyed the day. But on to the show of the big one.
Yes. So I wasn't like super, super excited for another Inside Out race, because I just did one. So I didn't run as discussed. There was no wig situation. I actually had my crown for Jasmine, the purple crown, and I actually had a crown that I was so excited to wear with it. But I was just worried about the heat. I got a little scared because I know myself running it. I've run in crown for a half before, but I really wanted to wear my Tigger shirt, even though the Tata for now was going to be covered up with my vest. So I was out there. It was the one race I went by myself, but it was great because I got to talk to all my Disney friends I had made at the bus line or over the years. My new friend Rebecca got my Jeff Galloway little ribbon had broken. I told her I saved the pieces. I was going to hot glue them at home. So she gave me another one so I'd have one that wasn't broken that day. And just getting to chat with everybody, that these Run Disney people you've known for years, whether you knew their name or not at the time, and get to tell people that they encouraged me on the course at different times. And they're like, really? Yeah, it been a lot. So that when I remembered them from and stuff like that. So I got to do my characters that morning, see lots of friends in line, hit all of them, and did a little shopping to get a shirt that Brian wanted. I accidentally bought the wrong size. So I was going to carry it in my vest, but put it back at gear check. But pretty soon it was, time for 3, 2, 1, go. And we were off and I've really felt like the whole time, like this is the best day ever. I was so well rested and everything. Bing bong, bing bong. I saw the line and I almost stopped. And I knew I have friends that would be like, I can't believe you didn't stop for bing bong. I did not stop for bing bong.
Was he early?
Yes, he was early. So the order was wrong. So I was like in my mind to get to Dino Chipmunks and I see Bing Bong and I want Bing Bong, but then I see so many people with their costumes. I'm like, I'm not dressed in that costume. And like I said, sometimes it's nice to leave. I do have a picture with like a Bing Bong float, from back at Disneyland. So I'm like, I'm going to leave that in the universe for somebody that really wants that and leave that little character in the universe for one day when he's not even expected to be there and he's there and it'll be special to me. But kind of kicking myself, kind of like I did when it was like a Shang and Mulan situation one time in her warrior gear. I still have, because I was on the boardwalk and I felt like I needed to keep going. No, I didn't. That one still haunts me. But so I did my stops, looking through my stuff. The Incredibles, I stopped immediately in Hollywood when I was in, this is out of order, but like The Incredibles, I stopped for a picture in Hollywood Studios and the guy in line kind of like laughed at me, this guy in front of me. And I'm like, this is my son's favorite park and he may never get to run here. So I have to send him and he doesn't have a park ticket. So we got to chit chatting and the characters were switching out. It was a really short line and I'm bad with names. So I just remembered he's from San Antonio. We went on and we ended up at each other's PhotoPass picture. I'm like, well, maybe I'll see you at a race in San Antonio. Meanwhile, I motor up and I go going past and I'm like, this is Boba Fett. I need to stop. My mom would be mad. She'd be in heaven saying, why didn't you stop? So I had to stop. And then he was not directly in front of me, but the next person, I'm like, hey, San Antonio, we were in line that whole time and I didn't even notice your shoes. And he's like, hi again, Amanda. He remembered my name without seeing the bib right there. And I'm like, okay, Chris from San Antonio. So we just kind of joked back and forth because he had on the same A6 Super Blast 2. We had to talk shoes and another one of his friends joined him. But it was fun because we kind of seesawed each other and then saw each other after the race. So he's like, hey, Amanda. My husband's like, how do you know all these people? We just get to chit-chatting. I get to chit-chatting. Yeah. I'm a chatty Kathy or whatever. So that was fun. Stopped for Remy and Emil. I've had them before, but I was like, we're here for the vibes, Duffy. The Dino Monks, once I finally, I'm out of order because I was just scrolling through my photos, but the Dino Monks was probably one of my longest lines, but worth it. Pleaky, it wasn't the two of them. I think it was just Pleaky, but I was
Jumbo
very
and
happy with that.
Pleaky were swapping.
Yes. At one point I saw some people with two, but mostly I got to walk with so many of my friends that I got to see, which just was so fun. And Anna, what's her last name? I'm trying to think of what her TikTok name is. Anyway, this girl, Anna, helped get a bib for our friend Laura. She got helped with the link because I was so far back. And so Laura had thanked me for her vibes for her 10K. So then I had to tell Anna hey, you helped my friend get a bib. You sent me a link way back. And she's like, oh yeah. I was like, she had the best time. So I was like, thank you for that little bib magic. And she was slowing down and then saw some of her friends. But it was just got the Tower of Terror photo. I did not jump because I'm not trying to be crazy and hurt myself at my advanced age. What else? Springtime, Mickey and Minnie. No, that was the longest one. But I had already caught up with, I ran into another friend. So she's like, are we stopping for this? I said, I am. I don't know if you are. So she did. And then there were people around to chit chat with. I did some of the Monsters Inc. photos. The Genie and Aladdin. I don't know. There were, I think it was Genie and Aladdin was on that. But just overall, mostly I a lot of times I try to go far, go with the darkness, but I just stopped when I wanted to stop, vibed, enjoyed, listened to my heart rate with my watch, looked at my heart rate because I'll find myself, even if I'm not pushing, why do I feel kind of?
Yeah.
And so walked a lot with friends, ran some with friends. That was when I finally got to see Kristen. She actually was pushed down because there was a wheelchair on the left. I believe it was someone pushing a wheelchair on the left. I don't know what the situation was exactly, but she slowed down. The person behind her saw her slow down, and they kept trying to get around her. And then it was a deliberate trip. We felt like it was a deliberate trip. Another nice person that was was, they didn't have somebody pushing their wheelchair. Another white nice person had her walk and hold on to the wheelchair and limp for a few minutes and lean on their wheelchair as she recovered. But I finally ran into her in a character line, and I was just so happy to see her. So that was the thing. I just felt like it was the best day ever, running into so many, other than, obviously a bad note there for her, but getting to run into people. And I feel like that's a lot of what it's about is, the people, the vibes, the attitude. And when you have those negative things, whether they're directed at you or your friends, it's like, it kind of takes a little bit away from it. That's not the spirit of Run Disney. Like, we're here to have a good time. And also, if you're there for a POT, go off. And you might be behind me, or you're doing your dead last. I want a 1-day dead last start, maybe a 10K, and I love the math teacher. I love digging into the data, like seeing all y'all's data, I think it's awesome. And I showed a little bit to my students and they enjoyed. I'm like, dot plots, let's go. Scatter plots and whatnot. So I enjoy that. So maybe 1 day, but it was just, the vibes were immaculate, and I just loved every minute of it. And then of course, getting to see you, excellent character stop. You're like, don't you need to keep running? I guess I need to keep running. And then your other girlfriends that were there with y'all's group, I ended up in some photo pass pictures with them, and they were so nice too. So just good times. And I do have several really good ones when I was singing. Okay. So on the 10K, I do need to go back when cause duos, when Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty was like, Louisiana woman, Mississippi man. Sorry, they started. My voice is not right now, but just when they started, I was singing that full blast, and that was a zoomy moment. I'm going to catch up with my husband. I'm singing this song. So then, what was I don't know what I was singing on the 10 miler day, but I was jamming. Probably High School Musical, because I sent a lot of that out there. Sent some friends some video of me in Hollywood studios singing that because got to troll people when you can. But and I was just having a great time. So I was singing on the 10 miler, and have pictures that I'm just smiling, and I like to throw up the one, but I try to be respectful with my one, so it's not all the way in the air all the time, or not in someone's face. So that was my got cut off here and there, but did get Mike Wazowski at the finish line pretty hard. But all in all, it was a good day. What can we say?
Yeah. The 10K, I got Mike Wazowski. I saw the photo. I'm like, it would have been cute on the boardwalk, but such as that.
Well, also
arm up situation. I'm like, no.
I know I've accidentally done that to someone else. Mine was literally almost every finish line photo except one that I'm in the back blurry. So that was the thing that bothered me out of all the finish line photos. And then everybody's stopping to do their watch. But hey, you need your moment, go off. I had some other really great photos, no complaints on that. I had plenty of photo luck for the weekend, I feel like. And and I just want to say, you can have an excellent, and we ended up leaving Monday morning. So we got to do, maybe that was the day before when we switched rooms. We did on the 10K day. We did Wailulu with Wailulu. We did that again for lunch, and it was nice. And they held our reservation because we had to switch rooms and all that day. But and then this day we just I can't even remember where we ate. Oh, we did homecoming one of the days. Maybe that was Friday. I don't know, but we had something yummy to eat every day.
The blur of springtime.
Blur of food and a festivity. It was just, but I just loved every minute of it. And I just felt like this is a princess. I also felt like that was my best princess ever, overall, and that felt so good. It was just overall a beautiful way to close up what's been some hard personal things since last year, personal and work. And we all have those things going on and in our lives. And just to get this moment, this weekend, feel it sounds silly, but I just feel really happy and really blessed. Oh yeah. Also at the finish line, that was when I got John Pelkey and got to take him down a little. No, I didn't take him down a notch. Just tease him. But I got 3 pictures with Jody, yeah. So just getting to see, I got a picture with Riley. I was so happy. I put my phone away, and then there's Riley, and then there's John Pelkey. I was like, okay, I just needed to put my phone away and think, they're not here. It's fine. Just enjoy. and there they were. But just getting to see everyone. And that time my husband was there and met me after I grabbed my beer and got to hang out and meet some of my Run Disney friends. And then that's when I ran into that other person, and they're like, "Hey, Amanda." And he's like, "How do you know all these people?" We're chatty. And it's funny because, like, Desiree, if I had seen you out and about, I would have been like, "Why do you look so familiar?" But it was your post before about the scrunch, but you look familiar. I was like,
yeah.
I feel like I've met you. Maybe it was in line with Natalie. No, it was not in line with Natalie at another race. I've met a lot of people that way though, because she knows she's good people.
Chit chat in the lines, and then I'm like I said, the scrunchie or the friendship bracelet thing. I'm like, I want to hand out, be part of it.
It's fun.
It's a good community, like you were saying. Like, it's kind of like, if you let every little thing, nothing's gonna be perfect. That's just life. Nothing's gonna go 100%. If you let the little bad things that can be forgotten, like, take you down, like, it's gonna be, you're gonna ruin your own weekend. Like, so you gotta, like, cherish the moments that you enjoyed. Like,
exactly.
But yeah, no, I got lucky with my 5K finish line picture. 10K. I mean, I think it's funny though, because it's just like me cheering with my cow sunglasses I got at like a local race. I don't know. They're like better than the $30 ones, and I got these for free, and I run with them at every race I do.
I love it. They're your lucky shades. Now.
And I swiped a couple, and I have a cowbell. So like the next race, it was like a local 5K, and like one milk company was a sponsor. I have a cowbell that I'm saving for like when my husband can come cheer me on when he's not working. I'm like, oh, you're definitely going to be obnoxious to cheer me on. I have a cowbell waiting for you.
That's amazing.
Okay, I will say there's one other person I would have liked to have said hi to, and it's your friend Jamie. And I believe I saw her at the expo the day, it would have been the day 2, but she was with people. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's her.
Probably, yeah. I think that's when she
was with people and shopping, and there was at least, there were 2 people there. I think they were with her. Maybe they were just aggressively hovering behind her.
No, I think it was like a group where I'm sure she would have been like, "Oh my God, come say hi anyway."
And then met Jess through you too, and she's like, "Amanda, I'm deaf. I don't even hear my name." I'm like, hopefully they don't think I'm rude. I'm just deaf in the left ear. But it's always nice, whoever you see, and like even sometimes it's somebody I'm like, "You look so familiar." "Oh yeah, we chatted in the line the other day, that other race." And it's like, well, I didn't want to be rude and not speak in case I actually did. So, but it was a beautiful weekend, and just shifting our goals for what we're doing next, and trying to do a little bit more of my Peloton, get back into some local races. Nothing major, so to speak, but nothing. but yeah.
I got sunburnt on my lips. That's about it. Crispy skin. Sunburnt.
Yeah.
My Florida skin, like, I tanned from the 5 and 10K. I'm like, oh gosh, it's going to be a long summer for us here in Florida. And then my lips burnt. Usually my scalp will burn too, like right here in the middle where I part. But because both days I had, like, the 5K had my 35 birthday little headband my husband made me, and then the giant Pooh Bear birthday hat, which somehow that cardboard held up. Like, it got so sweaty inside, like it dented, but it's still together.
See, I have been wanting to teach a section of STEM so that I could put groups. I mean, with my own coin here, have groups constructing costumes, and like, may the odds be ever in the best one win. But they didn't throw me that bone. I've had really small math classes, and then moving forward to do whatever I do next year. Who knows? If I'm in some kind of integrated science class, be ready, because I don't know what these high schoolers could show up with, what they could bring if they're competitive. So.
Exactly.
Some talented costumes if you can do it. I used to teach math too. I taught for like 10 years.
I think that's what I'm at, and back to science now. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, cheering was so fulfilling and wonderful. And I honestly, again, I had really there's like twinges here and there of like FOMO, but like when people be like, "Oh, congrats," I'm like, "Oh no, I was just cheer squad this weekend." So no, congratulate the other people around me. But it was a blast. I mean, just coming through like hours of finishers and like people who like, and I got like some like reports back after that were like, "You were exactly where I needed you to be to like finish that race." And I was like, "Oh, stop." up. like you were exactly at the right place for me to just finish that last mile, to like just get that invigoration, that energy back.
Yeah. Like knowing you were there, like just I mean, like I wasn't struggling. That was the easiest race of the weekend, even without the walking. Like I said, I had a couple of good miles at different points, and I was like, yeah, but it's just knowing that you have somebody there, and they're there for, you know, it just gives a little pep in your step, and it's like, yeah, I got to get there before she disappears.
No, I had like my targets of like, okay, once this person passes, then it's time to on to the finish line. I wanted to stay until balloons hit, but I wanted to get that person's finish line. So yeah, and then I did not actually succeed in doing that, but you know, we tried.
Well, it's so hard. And my very first race was was it 20? I don't know if it was when I was already signed up or not. I want to say 22. It was the Seoul half. I didn't run, just spectating and like trying to see the friend I was there. We're trying to see Heidi, and then I could see she couldn't, and I'm missing her and tracking, and there's so many people. But I learned a lot, but that just, you know, get bit by the bug. And then spectating is so fun. So maybe I will, when I come in for the shorter weekends and fly in, you know, for the 5K Biblis, I can at least show up. And if I don't need to sleep, depends on what time. If I fly in on that 1 a.m. flight, sorry about your luck. I'm snoozing.
Yeah. I was honestly surprised. If I didn't have, I think the surprise hinging on it, I would probably have not gotten up, but I was like, I can't hold this any longer of like, why is my location off? Why am I being sketchy? Why am I like, whatever? I was like, I need to continue on. I need to kind of get that done. This afternoon though, it was kind of nice because a bunch of friends, like, then they're like, okay, we need to go shower, put our stuff down, whatever. And my friend Lindsay and I go, is it Nomad time? Well, we did go into Epcot first for Viking coffee, and then it was like, it's Nomad time. So we went to Animal Kingdom, put ourselves on waitlist for Nomad Lounge, and guys, the ribs are back.
Yes. Okay. So intel on that. When I was sitting there before, we got some hints that the ribs would be back. It's like, hey, you're going to be here Wednesday, you know, for my last trip. No, I'm not. But so we knew that was coming back. So, but it's like they give it and they take it away. My cauliflower has been taken away, and then they're so strict on not getting anything off of it. But we'll take what they give us and be thankful. And also, I will still lobby for Tervis to come back and wine glasses. I will still, but we'll be thankful for what we have, right?
Exactly. I'm gonna, because we lost the Poke Bowl, which was really good at Nomad. I know that they can only have like, I understand like the limitations and the stipulations there, but it was delicious. I like the newer bread service better, where it's like more of like a non like dip tray. Mm-hmm. I like that a little bit better. I mean, I like the Tiffin's bread service. I think it's unique. It's good to get once, but this I would get again, you know? But we kind of like, I loosh as one does. You loosh. But I loosh. And just honestly, just vibed around. Then at one point, you know, I got to Epcot at one point. I had a Guardians Lightning Lane. That's why. Because I had, again, watching all my friends' plans as I hid all my plans from people, I was able to see when they all bought a Guardians Lightning Lane. So I bought one at the same time separately. Well, they were discussing it in our group chat of like, oh, we're going to do it this time. We got September, which is always a vibe. I'm missing Infinity Stone as Conga. I'll get it eventually.
I got that so many times.
It's my missing one.
You know, like I only got on the one race weekend, and then I got it again this time when I was, maybe not this race trip, but the last time I was there. And the last time I rode it with a family that had never been on it before. Oh. So they didn't I was just vibing, and it was just the best time.
Guardians, I have a quick funny story. So I get motion sickness, but I do take motion medicine that usually helps for all the rides, except Guardians. Because of the screen and you moving so fast, that's what triggers it. So I have no idea what it looks like. I have tried to watch YouTube point of views, and I get motion sickness from watching the point of view. I have no idea what Guardians looks like. I've rode it with my eyes closed so I don't get sick. I know when you go around like the moon, the globe, right? The globe moon thing. Nothing else. Got no idea. It's all like, I have no idea what it looks like. I just listen to it all.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a unique experience because you're just now relying on your sense of hearing to hear the story. So maybe try it once, see, because it's all just listening at that point, enjoying the music.
Of course it is about time. Have you not been paying attention? But yeah, we had a really magical evening in Magic Kingdom then as well, where did like a whole and we had a gigantic group. So we had a whole boat for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We got on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I had my first round on New Buzz. I'm gonna learn it. I already even learning it from from Sunday to Monday. I'm learning it.
Do you wish that they changed? I was just on it yesterday. I was hoping some of the targets would, I guess it was a quick turnaround because they only put the new targets on. They didn't change really much besides the vehicle and
they did because your scoring mechanism because I used to know every single 100,000 target, and I'm learning and I'm watching it keeps track of which ones you've hit uniquely in a room. Where if you look at the little dashes around your score, that's if you hit because we had some pauses too, so that was kind of nice. I think the second time I rode, but then there's I was if it's a white rimmed target, that's a double. If you in there it flashes white, it's kind of like Disneyland where they flash different colors. I still don't know what those ones are. I'm not very good at Astro Blasters, but I will eventually reclaim Galactic Hero. Eventually. It'll just take me a while. I need to learn New Buzz.
I do know that it would go stained glass, some of them, and I think those were worth more because
I think is a huge multiplier. Yeah. I think if it goes a stained glass color, that's a huge, and that's only in one room on the ride at a time. I think that's what I read.
Yeah, we paused a bunch.
I will learn it eventually. But yeah, I had a very magical viewing spot for Happily Ever After as well, and that was just the perfect way to close out of season again. With my girlfriend or with my girlfriends, you go the distance. You just stand there watching, and kind of just feeling everything from the whole year, and things have changed, things have we've grown a lot and such, and we. It was I remember kind of walking to the front, my mom and her friend it was kind of nice because my mom, cause we did Beak that night too. Cause that's becoming a new post-race tradition is a good stop at Beak and Barrel. But we kind of all met near cause they had to get their stuff out of a locker or check a locker that my friends who do Miles of Shimmer kind of loaded up. And we were all kind of paused there and kind of saying our goodbyes. And it's oh shoot, right now, the next time we'll see each other is probably marathon weekend, if not Wine and Dine. Other people tend to filter down the way I do of just appear places they're not supposed to. But wow, it's not going to be potentially 2 months away. Yes, we could do I don't know, there's always putting together girls trips, but just this, now it feels more final, but it kind of was a little bit more final of people were starting to go home and the next morning and such. And, it was a weekend that definitely filled the cup in a way. It was great. And I was a little sore from bouncing around cheering. I'm not going to lie to you. I honestly, I was I came back to work on Tuesday with a somewhat sore voice. We were not well because I was just yapping. I was cheering so hard. Me and the Team Force people were vibing off each other's energy for a while. It was fantastic. It was amazing. It was a weekend that it was a little odd being around on Metal Monday and not taking metal pictures. I did get one though where because they had the Coast to Coast medal out. Oh, okay. So I did get that one because it's funny because you get your Coast to Coast on the other coast and it's well, now I want some pictures at this coast with the medal. So I did get a Coast to Coast picture with the medal. And by the time I got there, it was later in the afternoon on Tuesday. It's Monday. So the lines were basically non-existent. But I love that they have those setups in Magic Kingdom now. It makes it so much easier. I think that it really speeds stuff up. It was awesome seeing people getting their perfect season stuff together. And I got my treats for Mr. Natalie on the way out, where he was very excited for me to bring home his Rice Krispies. We've got, as of recording, we have one left. But we blow through the Rice Krispies. But I always get a couple and I'm because it's fresh made. But yeah, it was an amazing trip and I was so happy to be there and again, like I was perfectly fine being in my support role. Like I really didn't have that much FOMO for the running part. Which I think that was the biggest surprise to me, is that like there wasn't like a period where I was like, oh, I was like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because I've been so blessed as to experience this so many different times. Like, right? Like this wasn't like me hinging on perfect status, right? Because I didn't go in 24 because it was right that week we closed on our house and we were getting married a month later. So we did not get a bib. We were smart. And again, we didn't know we were going to close on a house that week. So, but it ended up working out that way. So it's not like I had perfect status hinging on it. Like I was just perfectly content where I was, giving the hugs to people I was able to, and then just kind of like a little kiss goodnight to the runDisney season, and on to the next. Kind of nice that it was a little later though, because it makes it feel like basically by the time like we all are like resetting of like, oh, okay, we're done. I feel like we're gonna be, I don't know. This is like Delulu math. Like it's like basically like halfway to Wine and Dine, because Wine and Dine's earlier than it used to be. You know, I don't know. I'm just gonna just let it happen. Especially we're probably gonna get our halfway to Halloween news soon too. So
I want to see Princess.
I know. I can't wait for that
artwork, and I want to know. You know, I need decisions have already sort of been made, but I need to see everything. I mean, made for me and made. I'm excited for that. Like always have like a little summer family vibe this year at Disneyland. So, and then doing some local races before it gets too hot here. And, you know, can't complain. It was, I mean, this is a hard time of year. I don't know about y'all. Like, I know you, Natalie, your work to get, you know, but for me, for work with STAR testing, like I said, we bailed out on state testing, came back. And then I realized with my transfer to my new position next year, I'm like, ooh, it's going to be literally like right before that test. So it's going to be tricky, but we try to make things work, give and take, and all that. Do the best we can to enjoy.
Yeah, I'm excited for next year, springtime, because it's around my birthday again. I'm like, my wallet's going to be in trouble every April.
Speaking about birthday, I need to do a quick shout out. Bryson's trip and bib, because with the charity bib, was part of his birthday gift too, because today, April 26th, he turned 15. It's crazy. So we're about to go do Olive Garden lunch and enjoy opening all his presents and all that. So happy birthday to you on the race weekend, and happy birthday to my guy Bryson. So
thank you. Yeah, my birthday is actually Animal Kingdom's birthday. We share April 22nd birthdays.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I usually try to get to Animal Kingdom on the 22nd. This year, after the races, I got into like, I don't know if it's just because it was the high of the race, the birthday vibe, and early birthday weekend, but I was just kind of like dead this week. But I did my medal pictures yesterday at Magic Kingdom. I dragged all my 6 medals for my first runDisney race season with me.
I love that. Thank you again to Desi and Amanda for joining me the last 2 weeks to talk all about Springtime Surprise. So just our little housekeeping note is that I am going to start transitioning to bi-weekly episodes. I will have an episode next week. So not quite. So I am going to put one more reminder in on that. But I am going to start transitioning to bi-weekly for a little bit, subject to, a little pop in here if we get like really wild news, like the wildest ride in the wilderness. But I am going to start transitioning to bi-weekly for a little bit after this. So stay tuned. I think that's an episode. If you enjoy listening to the show, please leave a review and a 5-star rating. I love reading your reviews out loud. You might even be featured on a future podcast episode. There is also a community spotlight on the Instagram at Stride Sisters Podcast. If you want to be featured for a Medal Monday, Finish Line Friday, or any accomplishment you want to celebrate, send a picture of your social media platforms or the email. And to continue the fun, join the Facebook page. All the ways to connect can be found in the show notes. Thanks for listening. Until our next adventure, wishing you endless miles of magic and memories. See you next time.